Greetings, rail enthusiasts. It's time for a Hope subdivision update. I know it's been a long time since our last update, and hopefully you'll notice changes. We're starting off in staging here in the staging room. It's a double-deck staging area, 13 tracks on top and 10 on the bottom. And we have made some progress here installing wiring, dropping our feeders and running bus wires in preparation for completion of the staging yard area. Our staging drawers, which will house long-term storage of rail cars and locomotives. You can see it's just for mainly storage of all kinds right now. All the tracks are not in yet. We're working on switches. We've got some fast track switches that we're doing. We've completed one, or almost completed one. I'm not really happy with the way it turned out, so I'm probably going to get some non-weathered rail. The weathered rail made it difficult for soldering, so even vigorous cleaning seemed to be a problem still for the solder. So we're going to redo that probably with non-weathered rail. The radius and the way the spacing of the switches turned out perfect, right on the money for 36 inches coming around the corner. 5 tracks and then 5 more tracks will be added for the inside area. All right. Let's go outside and see what we can see outside. Starting at milepost 1, we've got a lot of homosote down. We're still finalizing where our crossovers are going to be for the Missouri Pacific, which is off over here. Excuse me. Our L&A, our KCS, is coming around the corner. We got to finalize our radius on that. Hopefully we can get 24 inches out of it. It'll probably be the tightest curve on the whole railroad. We cut in our bridge. It's not finalized yet. It's all test fitting. We're working on that. We also did a little change of paste with a little car weathering. This was the beginning athern, and this is pretty much completed product. Dresser Magabar has a warehouse there in Minden, Louisiana, and that's going to be the main spotting for that car. And this is Missouri Pacific, Maine, not SP Cotton Belt. Coming down, we've got homosote down for the Frisco, and it is down all the way through Hope, which is milepost 1. Some of our planning templates for Hope. Get the glare off of it. Tierra server photographs from about 20 years ago. This will be the Y coming out here with the grain elevator. Homosotes all the way down through here. We haven't put in any yard tracks yet. That'll be next. Ties are laid in key locations. This is the little town of Anthony, or Spurs at Anthony, hardware store and lumber distribution center, which we're south of Hope. Over to the Pilgrim's Pride elevator. We've got ties in there also. Coming around the corner, we're going to sand the ties, and then we'll glue the rail down with barge cement. You can also use poly blonde, works pretty good also. Down the line, coming into Herbert, the gravel yard. We've got most of the Homosote and roadbed down there. We've got one little section we got to work on and then smooth out the transition. Here you can see at the International Paper pulpwood spur that we've been smoothing out the transition here. This is Ross and Jane's pulpwood yard. We have not done the transition here yet. Coming around the corner into Stamps, Arkansas. Getting ready for our interchange with the Cotton Belt located here at Stamps. Our interchange tracks. You can see we've got our wiring bus in for the main bus on both sides of the railroad. This is our spline roadbed storage area and Homosote, which we are running low on. We're going to have to get a few more sheets of Homosote and do some cutting. If anybody'd like to join that party, you're more than welcome. We do it on windy days. Come around the corner, we've got just the one line in so far on this side. More ties in. The tie crew's been working real diligently, laying ties. Hopefully we can make some big jumps here soon. Coming around the corner here, working our way down towards Lurch. We're going to have to do some creative modeling for Lurch. Bring it out into the walk aisleway a little bit more. We need room for the refinery part. As we work our way down into the peninsula, we transition from 6 spline down to 1. And as you can see, we have not made the turn yet. The turn, which will be right here. We'll do a 180-degree turn and come back this way down this peninsula, where we'll do another 180 around the corner here. Our new workbench area. There's the railroad. We just went around this part of the 180 and we're over here now coming towards Spring Hill. We went past Taylor. Lurch was right here. Taylor will be right there. And Spring Hill, Cullen Paper Mill, or Spring Hill Paper Mill, International Paper Mill, will be right there. So we're coming around the corner. The paper mill is going to be right here. That's the biggest customer on the whole railroad. And then we'll start working our way back south. We got our bus in along here for this side of the railroad. No spline on this side yet. That's coming. We're outside of Cullen now. Sarepta's down here. That's a pulpwood yard. Down here towards the corner, this is where Cotton Valley Solvents is going to be. A place called Dayton or Treat. That's the north end of Dayton. Down here, we'll have the south end. Both north and south end of Dayton will have a chemical refinery and a pulpwood yard at the south end. Around the corner, we'll have door cheat passing siding. We'll be right along this line. It'll end right there, and coming around the corner, we're looking towards Minden. And our sub road bed is in at Minden. We're fine-tuning things here at Minden. We're going to have the Minden concrete. Minden concrete will probably end up being over here. And then Dresser Magabar will probably be down the middle. Not quite at the way they were there in Minden, but hopefully we can give it a good representation. It's also a bulk oil distribution center that's going to be right over here. Just a small little spur for that. Box cars and tank cars. Minden was the main shops for the L&A. Up until 1939, actually up till 1953, when they built Doremus Yard. After they built Doremus Yard, that's when everything changed in Minden. Here's a quick view of what Minden's going to look like. This is the north end. And then the main yard and diesel facility and shop area. These are my full-scale drawings. They're a little big. They sure look pretty, but guess what? We don't have enough room for those to build it that way, much as I would love to. All right, we made a change here. We're moving the turntable pit down 1/16 inches to get it a little more room and choke things up a little more. We've got to move it. So we're finalizing where that's going to be. Yard branches out here. Main tracks are going to be 15 feet, thereabouts. There are 2 pig tracks here, caboose track, wrecker track, scale track. The building for the scale house is pretty much done already. South end of Minden. We'll probably end up having the old depot that was down at this end that they built just before the bell stopped running. And then off into staging we go. Hope you guys can see the difference. Stay tuned for the next video. Subscribe and share.